this video, I will explain how to defeat Carrion MK and the Necrotic Hybrid, the two bosses of A1 and A2 sectors. Even if you are subscribed and have the bell turned on, you might still not get notifications for my videos. That's because YouTube notifications might be disabled on your phone. To fix it, go to Settings, Apps, and then YouTube. Tap Manage Notifications and make sure subscriptions is turned on. Now you will get my videos the second they are released. Starting with the Necrotic Hybrid, it is a very hard boss, and I would say that for the most part it is not really worth it to kill the Necrotic Hybrid. So for this guide, we will have to use a couple of high tier calibers like AKs and Scars. So make sure to bring any high tier calibers you have, for example M16s, Scars, AKs, and that you know will deal a lot of damage. Make sure to bring a couple of reanimators just in case, because the Necrotic Hybrid has a couple of attacks that can one-shot you. They will kill you instantly. Before going to fight the Necrotic Hybrid, use a reanimator. Then bring, of course, a set of armor, a couple of medkits, and lastly you have to bring inhalers. These might save your life, they are very important, so you have to bring them. You have to bring inhalers with you. So here we go. What you want to do, go to the Necrotic Hybrid and make sure to lure him to this part of the room where I'm standing right now. This is where the Necrotic Hybrid should always be, in this part of the room right here, in this corner. And here, when you see all these red zones, you have to avoid them at all costs because they will kill you instantly. So make sure to avoid these red zones. And then you can kill, of course, the parasites that are coming out from the vents, and continue with the Necrotic Hybrid. However, make sure that you always keep him in this corner. As I said, loop around this corner here and try to keep him here as much as possible. And this is where inhalers come in handy. As you can see, I have spore damage. So yes, in this room you can have spore damage to you, and you will see later on why it is important to have inhalers. For now, I'm not going to use it. Here we go. Still keeping the Necrotic Hybrid in this corner here, looping around as much as possible, avoiding his attacks, of course, and avoiding the big red circles. Okay, here we go. So the parasite has spawned. So basically, you want to kill this parasite as fast as possible, because if this parasite touches the Necrotic Hybrid, he will die instantly, like no matter what. Here we go. As you can see here, the yellow parasite is approaching the Necrotic Hybrid, and as soon as he touches him, a massive explosion will appear, and you will not be able to avoid it. This is why it is important to have a reanimator, so that you have another chance. So, and this is one of the reasons why we are keeping the Necrotic Hybrid in this corner, because when the parasites come out, we will have time to kill the parasites, and the Necrotic Hybrid will be far away. And there is a parasite that will come out of this vent here, and another parasite that will come out from the vent below. So you have to be careful of these yellow parasites. These are the most dangerous ones. You don't want these parasites to touch the Necrotic Hybrid at all costs. As you can see, I'm killing it instantly, and this is why I have brought AKs and Scars, is because I want to kill the parasites as fast as possible, since they do a lot of damage. They have a very high fire rate. And here, as you can see already, I have the spore damage in red. So what will happen if I didn't have the inhalers? This is another try I had before. As you can see here, I had the spore damage going to red, and then my character was stunned. So then what happened is that the Necrotic Hybrid did his massive attack with all the red circles, and since they kill instantly, it means I had no way to go around, and I died in the spot. So this is why it is important to have inhalers, is to avoid getting stunned by the spore damage. And here we go. As always, keep the Necrotic Hybrid in the same position as I told you. And here we go. The Necrotic Hybrid is dead. We did it. As you can see, guys, it was easy, right? Like, of course, I died once here because it was my first time, but I think I got the hang of it. I pretty much know how to take him down. And this is why I said it is not worth it, because as you can see, the drop, it is pretty worthless. A couple of cards, a couple of things, nothing too much. So here we go. This is basically how we want to clear the Necrotic Hybrid. As I said, parasites will come out from this vent here, and this vent here as well. It is down here. And for you, you want to keep the Necrotic Hybrid here, in this corner right here, to make the parasites as far away as possible from him. And yeah, if you do that, and if the Necrotic Hybrid is here, in this corner, you will have plenty of time to take down the yellow parasites, and you'll be able to go and continue hitting the Necrotic Hybrid. And yeah, don't forget to bring inhalers to avoid the spore damage. Okay, next up we have Carrion MK, which is way easier than the Necrotic Hybrid. For this we are going to use maybe a Glock or two, nothing too much. For the Carrion MK, you want to stay in this part of this room here. So you want to stay in this top part of the room here. As you can see, just go back and forth between this corner and this corner, and while avoiding the electricity and Carrion MK's stomp attacks. As you can see, going back and forth, hitting the Carrion MK and avoiding his stomp attacks. And when his health drops below around 9000 HP, I would say, he will go and hit the electricity pole. So here you can just wait for him to come back. Don't hit him, just wait. Here we go, and do the same thing. Go back and forth between this part of the room, and make sure that you don't go to the electricity side, because you will get stunned and you will get damaged. And as you can see, you have to avoid as well the stomp attacks of the Carrion, because you might die. And again, Carrion will also go and hit an electricity pole when he reaches around 600 HP, I would say. So here we go, same thing as usual. Go around and hit him, and that's it, pretty much. Like, Carrion is much more easier than the Necrotic Hybrid. You just have to avoid his stomp attacks and go around the rooms. Here we go, so he hits another pole around 300 HP. And it is pretty much the same as usual. Here we are at the final moments. Here we go, avoid the stomp, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Here we go. Carrion is defeated, and of course you have to kill Carrion if you want to pass through the A2 sector and continue with the B1 and B2 sectors. I would say that Carrion is definitely worth it to defeat, because he drops flight controllers, which are an important resource for the drone, and he also drops a couple of useful items. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I have explained it as much as I can to my best abilities. The most important part is that, remember that you have to choose a side of the room, basically, and you go back and forth between the extremities. And then, when Carrion health drops below 900 HP, 600 HP, and 300 HP, he will go and hit one of these electricity poles. When he does that, do not attack him, he will take less damage. Instead, wait for him to come back and then continue fighting him. That's about it. I hope, guys, I explained everything perfectly. Let me know in the comments down below if it was understandable. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.